Chapter 4, the Electoral Politics. In this unit, we will be discussing about how the representatives are elected. When it comes to elections or elected or representatives, we get into our mind the word of democracy. In this chapter, we also will try to establish the link between the elections and democracy, and we would also like to look at the views why the elections are mandatory to have or to say that a country is following democracy. And we also would like to discuss the other side of the coin, that is every country which conducts elections is truly a democratic country? So what are the conditions that are to be fulfilled to say that the country which conducts elections is democratic? And how can we say that there is a true democracy? Though some countries conduct elections regularly, but they are not termed as democratic countries. In this unit, we shall find out the reasons why those countries are not called as democratic countries and what are the criteria to say that this country is following democratic system. So let us throw light on an incident which happened in our country in one of the states, and then we shall focus on what is the need of elections. Now, why elections? We shall now focus our attention towards why elections. But before discussing the details of what is an election, why do we need elections, or what is the role of elections, let us have a case study on one of the states. As I mentioned earlier, it was a time of around midnight, around 12 o'clock. There was an expectant crowd waiting for the leader. The organizers of the meeting are assuring the people that the leader may arrive at any point of time. It was around 12:30. After quite some time, the leader arrived. He was expected to address the gathering. He was none other than the opposition leader of the Haryana at that point of time. We are discussing about the incident which happened in 1982. So from 1982 to 1987, the Congress is ruling in the state of Haryana. Haryana is a state which is located in the northern part of India, which is just below the Jammu and Kashmir. Now, in 1987, the incident what we discussed, that the people are waiting for the leader. The leader is none other than Mr. Devi Lal. Who is Mr. Devi Lal? Devi Lal is the Haryana Sangharsh Samiti party chief. So being the chief of a political party, and he is also the leader of the opposition in the assembly. So in 1982, when the elections were held, the Congress won the elections and formed the government. And he, as well as the other leaders, lost the elections, and they became the opposition party in the assembly of Haryana. Now, in order to regain the political power, he started a new movement called Naya Youth. This Naya Youth was organized in 1987. So this Naya Youth is exactly after the 5 years, that is from 1982 to 1987, the 5 years the Congress has ruled, and now it is the time for the elections. So when the time of the election started, 1.5 years before onwards, Mr. Devi Lal is spending his life or his days very busy. He is the busiest person of that point of time. He starts his day by 8 o'clock and he takes sleep by around 11 o'clock, which means he is spending more than 18 to 20 hours in just moving around. Now, this man is not very young. He is very old. He is nearly 76-year-old man. So 76-year-old party chief, Haryana Sangharsh Samiti party chief, Mr. Devi Lal, was What is he trying to do from morning 8 a.m. to night 11 p.m.? Why are people waiting for him even it crossed the midnight? How and what made them to wait for such a long time? It is nothing but the hope for the people. When he started the movement of Naya Yudh, which means that he understood the people are not happy with the existing system of rule, with the government's policies. So when the people are not happy with the government policies, he decided to encash them and turn them towards his political party by assuring the people that he would do justice to them and he would live up to the expectations of the people at that point of time. So now, when he organized this campaigning of Naya Yudh in 1987, he gave a large promise, that is, he would waive off the loans of the farmers and also the small businessmen. With the dissatisfaction towards the existing government policies and the great hope of waiving away of their loans, which are actually a burden for the farmers because of the lack of the rains at that point of time, and also the businessmen who are paying high rate of interest to the money lenders. So this man appeared to be as a messenger to save them. So the people all along with his party, he also made a coalition with the other opposition parties and ran for the elections giving these promises. So people are very well attracted to this election, these campaigns of his manifestos or his promises, what he made at that point of time, and people gave him a overwhelming response by voting in favor towards him. Out of the 90 seats of the assembly, his coalition party won 76 seats. The only Haryana Sangharsh Samiti party has won 60 seats, which means it shows it has appeared more than 50% of the seats. The minimum requirement in the assembly to form a government is 50% and above seats are required. For example, in the case of Haryana, there are 90 seats in the assembly. So in order to form a government, we need 45 plus 1, that is 46 seats. That is 90 made by half, that is 90 by 2 is equal to 45, and then one vote is compulsory to prove your majority in the house. So 45 plus 1, 46 seats are must and mandatory to form a government in the Haryana assembly. So 50% plus 1 extra, which means that the Haryana party, Haryana Sangharsh Samiti party, has won 60 seats of its own, and it is able to rule happily for the next 4 years. In the year 1991, when the elections have come again, that's a bit early. Actually, the elections will be conducted for 5 years, but here we can see a case where they have come 1 year earlier. So in 1991, when the elections have come, the existing government, again people are dissatisfied with the existing government. So they did not vote in the favor of the Haryana Sangharsh Samiti party or Mr. Devilal. This time, Mr. Devilal lost the elections, and the opposition of that time, that is the Congress party, has won the elections. And in 1991, the Congress has formed the government again after 1982. This is how the elections happen. The elections bring change of policies, because when the elections happen, the governments change sometimes. When the governments change, the policies of the parties which are coming in to form the government also change their policies. So through elections, the policies get changed. So now let us discuss about why do we need elections.